What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Raw Stocks. This is Rustic. Today we're going to be taking a look at some charts. We're going to look at where price came from, where price ended today, and where price is likely to head tomorrow and into the rest of the week. Before we get started, don't forget to check out the link in the description below, rawstocksllc.com, where you can find out more information about joining our trading Discord. It's free for regular members if you just want to come hang out, be part of the community, chat. We've got a very vibrant Tesla chat. We have a lot of people talking about Nvidia. We have some other free chats as well, and some live sessions, educational sessions that are provided to the free members, also at no cost. And if you're interested in upgrading to get the premium callouts, the premium education, the private chat for premium members, and all the other features that come along with premium, including our live streaming Gamma provided by Black Box Stocks. Link to Black Box Stocks in the description below as well. All of that for only $25 a month. We currently have a 1-month free promo running for the next 2 days. So join the Discord. You can get the promo inside the Discord. Again, rawstocksllc.com is the website. Go ahead and check it out. Let's jump into the charts. We got Tesla. We talked about Tesla over the weekend. My target was up here around the 240 to 242 range. We're targeting the previous new week opening gap. We also have a 1 hour fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap that's going to draw price into it. Could go a little bit higher, but basically targeting that 141, 142, kind of range. The new week opening gap officially is 240.05 up to 242.85. So I'm really just kind of targeting somewhere in there to look to peel off some of the longer term calls that we took down here around the 215 area. Once we hit that target, we could go higher. We'll be above the moving averages at that point in time. I am looking for price to run up towards the 300 range. Could get stopped back up here around the 260 area where there's an order block, 1 hour order block. That is a bearish order block. We could see resistance. We've seen a lot of rejection around that 150 to 160 range, right? So if we did clear through that new week opening gap, through that bearish fair value gap, through the other bearish fair value gap above that, and into the order block, we could potentially see price run up to 300. But we're still a ways away from that. Mostly I'm just targeting this new week opening gap where you see our target here at 141.45, give or take. Now, some developments today as we took some short-term trades on Tesla. We have a 1 hour fair value gap that we drew back into on a 1 hour candle. We pop back above. We're kind of playing around that area. We're just right below the 200 period moving average as we have the 20 period, the 50 period pointed up. We have the 100 period starting to roll up. Right, if we can get above that 200 period, we could use that 200 period as support on the 1 hour, and we can see price deliver up to our target and maybe even higher. Okay, so that's what we got for Tesla. We do start to see RSI approaching, kind of a higher point, not quite overbought, but definitely above the 50, right? And we're flattening out here, actually pointing down a little bit, but still above the moving average control line on the RSI on the 1 hour chart. We'll jump over to QQQ. We were killing it on QQQ trades in the premium section. Closed many positive trades. Just kind of scalping back and forth today. As you can see, we kind of chopped here for a little while. Now into the close and into after hours, we have sold off a little bit. That doesn't mean that our target is invalidated at this point in time. We are below the moving averages. So if we dump, we're looking for a dump down to 444.71 ultimately. That could come with some bad tech earnings during this week, maybe even into next week. So we'll have to see what happens. This could just be a move to manipulate, close the gap from today, right? And we might see price pop back up. We do have this 1 hour fair value gap that is bullish. We're back down into that fair value gap. See if price can rally off of it, deliver back up to our target. Our target is a previous new week open gap, just like on Tesla. We have that 200 period moving average right around that same target level. So see if we can find some strength. A lot of QQQ probably going to come down to tech earnings this week. So we'll see how the market reacts. If we look like we're going to start selling off, we'd be taking sell side liquidity at 455.71. And then again, down to this bearish or this bullish order block down at 445. We'll jump over to Nvidia. Nvidia does not look great. Continue to sell off into after hours. It's below all the moving averages. I have high time frame targets as fib levels, looking for 103.71, looking for 94.96, and then ultimately we got some order blocks down below. On the 1 hour time frame, 88, 92, both of those would be decent areas to enter a long position. If we look at the daily chart on Nvidia, Daily chart also is looking for a move down to 87, right? We do have that one standard deviation at 94.96. Beyond that, we have two standard deviations at 71.95. I don't think we're going to get there. I think we'll get hung up in this order block, the 200 period moving average, something like that. Daily doesn't look too bad. You can see we have that engineered liquidity in this wick low here. We have moving averages pointing down on the daily, right? Even if we pushed up to run a test of that 20 period around 120, I'd expect to sell off. Ultimately, we're looking for that $88 price range. Jump over to Google. Closed out our Google calls early this morning. Had a nice rally into open, and then ultimately kind of found its top and started to sell off again into after hours as well. We're below all the moving averages here. We'd be looking for a test on sell side liquidity. We have this new week opening gap that we're above right now. We have engineered liquidity down at 167 or 166, and then we got that order block. What I think we're going to do is drop down, test this order block again, another order block here, right? Run a test on there, and then we might see price rally up above that. Earnings has already happened on Google, so at this point in time, we're just looking for price to bottom out. What I want to notice here is that we had a change of character. We do have a fair value gap in here, right? So this is where if we were going to hold support, we'd be looking for it to hold support right here in this 1 hour fair value gap. Okay, as we draw down into there, I'd be looking for 167.69. If we found support right there, we could see us pop out of that. Came after a change of character. You could say this change of character here, this change of character here. Either way, we're looking for a fair value gap to enter. We got our fair value gap. If we drop below that, we got the order block. If we find support in that fair value gap, we're looking for a push up to 172, 173, then potentially 176, 177. There's a nice bearish fair value gap that we could target at 177.29 for the consequent encroachment of that fair value gap. Looking at HIMS, HIMS has been one that we've been playing. We're in long-term positions on HIMS, and we're still inside that fair value gap. Didn't see a whole lot going on today. Let's drop down into the 1 hour chart. Not a lot of price movement. You can see today, this is the current day's price on Monday. Right, all this sideways kind of drop down a little bit, pop back up, drop down a little bit at close. Nothing too crazy. Not going low, not going high. Just kind of today's action was more or less sideways between 21 and 22. Still, running tests on this fair value gap, the 1 hour bullish fair value gap. We got the order block. Really looking for price to deliver, start to make that run up to 50 like we've been anticipating based on that daily chart cup and handle. We've talked about this on previous videos, but it looks like we're just kind of establishing some kind of handle here. Could play, could delay a little bit longer. Might pop on earnings. Earnings is estimated to be on August 5th. And so we'll see how that turns out, but that could be the catalyst to make that move up past 25, maybe up to 30, maybe even to 35, depending on how earnings is perceived. So we'll keep watching HIMS, but we're in that long-term trade, so we got plenty of time on that one. Microsoft is seeing a little bit of a bounce today. We popped over the 100 period, still below the 20, still below the 50. 20 and 50 are pointing down. Still below the previous new week opening gap. Would look for price to push into that gap, find rejection, maybe come back down, test that 400 level on the daily 200 period EMA. Once we hit that, I'd expect support to be found. That'd be right down here, right around liquidity level. Again, at that 104, 105, 103 area, that'd be a good opportunity to look for a bounce, maybe catch a bounce up. Bounce could be, a new high. Bounce also could be return to optimal trade entry, 448, 453, something like that. So we'll be watching to see if that 20 or that 200 EMA on the daily chart offers support if we drop down to it. Right now, we're just seeing a little bit of a bounce. RSI, pointed back up, flat to pointed back up, below the moving average. Haven't bottomed out yet on RSI. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll be looking for a good entry for Microsoft for a long-term trade. And last, we'll look at Amazon as a special request from Void. He asked for Amazon in yesterday's video, posted some charts on the Discord, but we'll go over it here on the daily and the 1 hour. If we look at the daily, we've caught the bounce. We're above the 100 period. We're potentially going to run a test here of the 20 and 50. Would like to see us come somewhere up into the 186 area on that bounce, right? And then ultimately, I'm looking to target this sell side liquidity down here at 173.96 if we're going to drop. We also have the daily 200 period moving average below. We got earnings coming up here August 1st. And so be watching to see if Microsoft makes that run up or if it decides to sell off on earnings. We are watching this order block above. If we have a really positive earnings report, we could run up to that 200 level, right? But I'm also looking at price being drawn down to the magnet to the order blocks here, right? Expecting the first order block to hit, potentially the second order block to hit down in that 171 to 175 range, right? RSI is now pointed down. Saw a little bit of sell off into the close. See if we get that drop down before earnings. That would be ideal. And then I'd expect us to pop back up. But typically what I see happen more often is that we get stuck between two order blocks, and a positive earnings report will send it to the bullish or to the buy side order block, and a negative earnings reaction will drop us down to the sell side order block, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we find a home somewhere around the 188 range, or even currently 185 range, right? Somewhere in between these two order blocks. If we, take a fib level from the top to this one down here, we can see 187. If we looked at this order block here, we could see 186. So currently right around where that 200 period EMA is on the 1 hour chart. I'd expect going into earnings, we're going to be somewhere around there. That's just my guess. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully this has been helpful and beneficial. If you guys have found this analysis to be something you guys enjoy, don't forget to smash a like, subscribe, share with all your friends. Rapidly trying to grow the Discord and the trading community to be able to continue to bring these videos to you multiple times a week. We're running a live session on the Discord tonight for premium members. If you're not a member, again, check out rawstocksllc.com to learn how to be a member for $25. Today, we're going to be talking about ICT, smart money concepts, elements of a trade setup as taught by me. That's a really interesting trade setup that, basically provides you the opportunity to only trade a couple hours a day, make your money, walk away. So we'll be talking about that a little bit in depth, looking at some charts, discussing the different elements of that trade setup. And again, that's for the premium members in the Discord. And that's going to be today, as well as other market education seminars that we have for free members and for premium members that usually happen on Monday evenings after market hours. So again, take care, good luck, and we'll see you guys in the next one.